Hey everybody, this is Renee from Chez Renee Sparkles. I'm here in my kitchen today. On Friday, some friends of mine from work and I went to the 10 Drum Asian Kitchen located in Ashley Park in Noonan, Georgia. It was the first time I'd ever been, and I had the Drunken Noodles, and it was scrumptious. So I decided to give it a try myself. Now, that certainly doesn't mean that I won't be going back there, because it was a really good value. It was like $10 for the dish, but I ate off of it 2.5 times. So basically I had lunch and dinner and a little afternoon snack. So it's a really good value. But I decided to give it a try. I just looked up a recipe on Pinterest, and I will be sharing that recipe with you in the comments. So here's my chicken is cooking. I have my sauce ready. Then this is the garlic and the ginger. I could not find any Thai basil, so I threw just a little bit of dried basil in there. I roasted my broccoli. You can see it here under my bell pepper. And then in here I have the stir-fry vegetables. I have some carrot sticks, 1 jalapeno, and I threw some mushrooms in there. It didn't really call for it. And the Drunken Noodles didn't call for the green beans here, but I like those, so I'm going to throw them in. That's the cool thing. That's what I tell my granddaughter, Kaylin. Hey, baby girl, love you. So that's what I tell my granddaughter, Kaylin, that's why cooking is cool, because you can take something that you like, you can make it at home, and that gives you a sense of pride, but it also, you can like do it exactly to, exactly your way of doing things. So I'm gonna dump these. That's my ginger and the garlic in there. You don't want to do it very long, because if you don't want to burn the ginger. If you burn the ginger, it'll get bitter. And ginger is scrumptious, but you do not want it to be bitter. Okay, so I've got that there. My next step is to bring my iPad over here so I can see what the next step is. Oh yes, wasn't very prepared. I just decided to do this on the spur of the moment. Okay, so it says next you're gonna put your veggies in. Look, ooh, look at all those yummy veggies. Yummy, yummy veggies. Okay, I put a lot more veggies in there. I mean, they had a good amount of veggies in there, but the proportion of the noodles, which are really good. I'm sure my noodles aren't going to be as good as theirs. My proportion of the noodles to the veggies is, I'm going to have more veggies in here. That's one thing I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to eat better. And most days I do pretty good. Some days I'm just too tired to deal with it, and some days I'll even go to bed without even having supper, because I'm just too tired to chew. You ever get that way? Okay, so we're going to let those cook. Oops, I don't want to forget. The funny thing is, with green bell pepper, I can't eat green bell pepper because it gives me indigestion. I will taste it for days. But I can have red and yellow and orange bell pepper. And I asked a doctor about that one time. My stove's clean, don't worry. And he said that the green bell pepper, I forgot to grab my egg as well. He said that the green bell pepper had something in it that wasn't in there once it ripened. So I'm going to let that just for a few minutes. I like my, let's see if I can crack the egg one-handed into this dish right here. Ooh. did, but I got a little bit of shell in there, but not to worry. You know the easiest way to get a shell out? You can chase it all day long if you're just trying to use a spoon, but if you actually use the shell itself, it attracts it to it, and it will, you'll be able to pick it up much easier. There's a handy dandy little tip for you. Okay, so I started out by velveting the chicken. And velveting the chicken is a way that you make the chicken really tender. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? Ooh, looks so good. I'm going to get all of that off of there because I don't want to lose any of that scrumptiousness. Now, I did not put my broccoli in. I'm going to put that in like at the very last. Okay, so veggies. Then it says add the noodles, and I'm going to show you the kind of noodles. I found these just at Ingles, but that's the kind of noodles. They were the best choice that they had there at Ingles, in my humble opinion. And so I'm just going to dump the noodles over in there. This recipe said that the fresh noodles, not the dry noodles, were the better choice, but you can get dry noodles as well. So it says to pour the noodles, and look at that sauce. Yes, look, Maria, look. You see all those little peppers in there? Yeah, it had a red chili paste in it. Red chili paste. I love to cook with that because I like spicy stuff. Now, Annie, I'm pretty sure you're not going to want to try these. Sorry, honey. Love you. Maybe I'll make once I see how this turns out, if it turns out good, maybe I will make a version. Those are kind of sticking together. They did say yep, that's right. They said, don't try and break them apart, push them apart. And that's exactly what that's doing. It's easier if you push them apart because they're not going to break up. So then you stir really good. Gosh. Ooh, I hope this is as good as it looks. Wish I had. Wish there was such a thing as smell-o-vision, because it's smelling pretty good here. Now, it also said don't cook the noodles very much because they're basically already cooked, and you just want to heat them up through and get them. There's another pile of noodles. Heat them up through and get them coated good. So then this was something else that said, I thought this was kind of odd, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. I almost didn't do it. But it says you're going to take an egg. So in stir fry stuff, a lot of times they'll scramble the egg and pour it in there, and so you'll have bits of almost like scrambled egg. But this said not to do it this way. This said to just dump this into the middle and wait for a count of 8 seconds. So I've got my little timer set so I'll know how much 8 seconds is. Make sure my thing is, oh, well, that was cool. And then to just stir it up, make sure everything's coated good. And so because your food and your wok pot is already hot, it just cooks it as you're stirring it. Does a similar thing when you're making egg drop soup, and when you're making dragon soup, and when you're making hot and sour soup. Yes. So Daniel Lee, he taught me how to make, excuse me, hot and sour soup. I liked his the best because of any I had tasted. Sorry, George, I still love you though. He taught me how to make the dragon soup. And, but I like, he put a little bit more vinegar, of the rice wine vinegar in there. And I just liked that it was, you know, a little bit tart, a little bit more of a tart taste. So I'm gonna let it just cook just a teeny bit more. I don't want to cook it too much more because I do still want my veggies to be al dente. And al dente only just means to the tooth. Plus, I don't want to lose all my noodles. I actually turn off the heat. I'm probably showing you on my stovetop more than I'm showing you the pot. And just keep stirring a little bit to make sure that that egg is good and done. And then here is my roasted broccoli. I don't know if you've ever roasted broccoli or not, but it's very easy. You just take a cookie sheet, and I put parchment paper on it, and you take your broccoli flowerets. I put mine in a bowl. You could put them in a little Ziploc bag too, or you could just like pour it right over it, but I put mine in a bowl because I don't want to use a whole bunch of oil, but I do want it coated good. And you put some olive oil on there, and I even like using a little bit of nature seasoning. It's a spice that you can find. It's actually a combination of spices you can find in the spice aisle. And I put that on there, and I just kind of like shake it up good, put the lid on the bowl and shake it up good, and then pour it out evenly on the parchment paper. And I just bake it on 350 until it's a little bit crisp. So, all right, well, there's the end results. We're gonna give it a try. Here, let me go get a look. My ever faithful companion when I'm cooking in the kitchen, because see, I have a secret weapon in my kitchen. I have my own self-propelled vacuum cleaner in case I drop something. It just jumps up and runs over there and scoops it right up. Don't you, Batman? Yeah, yeah, see? He's like, oh gosh, she's calling my name and cooking my two favorite things in the whole world. All right, here we go. I'm gonna give it a little try. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's really, really good. It's still not the same as the 10 Drum Asian Kitchen in Ashley Park in Noonan, which I will be visiting again, but it is still pretty darn good. And this would not be able to be consumed by normal human beings because I seasoned it to the heat level, the spicy heat level that I prefer. But Maria might be able to join me. So anyway, thanks for joining me here. I just wanted to share this with you and hope that I can inspire you to kind of maybe be a little bit adventurous in your cooking and find a little bit of joy, a little bit of inspiration, and a little bit of joy in your cooking. All right, thanks everybody. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Bye.